Okay. What's up, man?
I want you to rerun the argument you use on Ali Dawah, the low-tier Nathari, and rerun it on me. You were discussing Tawheed.
What's your school of thought?
I'm a Salafi. I follow the Quran, the Sunnah, and the understanding of the Salaf al-Salih.
Okay.
So when you're doing an internal critique, I am going to appeal to the Salaf, and I'm going to appeal to those who quote the Salaf.
Sure. So wait, what was my argument exactly? That you had a disagreement?
So you tried to say that we believe in an anthropomorphized God.
Okay.
You were trying to establish hand, meaning physical human hand, and I don't know why the hell Ali Dawah brought up a dog when dogs don't have hands, of course. You tried to run that argument. It's low tier, so I want you to rerun it and basically establish it.
But that was only in response to him trying to mock Jesus being man,
yeah, of course,
right?
But
and so
he has a very he can do that.
Okay, so you what did you disagree with?
I disagree that our God is anthropomorphized, right?
Okay.
So again, our attributes within our paradigm aren't going to be similar to humans, as in we have. According to the Salafi scholars, we have certain understandings and certain usul, principles when deriving attributes. For example, we can't do ta'til, which is to negate the attribute. We can't do ta'wil, which is to replace its meaning. And again, we can't do tashbih, which is going to be liken it to the creation. So your whole argument against Ali Dawah crumbles the second you said, in response to Jesus being a man, Allah has a hand, Allah has a shin. That doesn't make sense.
Okay, so it sounds to me that when you break it down the way that you did, that we're stripping the meaning from these words when Allah applies these things to himself. So
we affirm the meaning, the ma'na we affirm. For example, when Allah has a hand, the hand is something that shapes, the hand is something that grasps. For example, he will grasp the heavens by his right hand and the earth by his left, for example.
Okay.
On the day of judgment. We affirm the meaning. What we don't affirm is a modality for it. Is it going to be a human hand with 5 fingers and so on, or is it going to be something that's tashbih to the creation?
So you wouldn't reject that it's a hand with 5 fingers. You'll say you don't know.
We reject that. Wait, we don't add the 5 fingers. We accept the meaning, meaning something that grasps, something that molds. For example, created Adam with his own 2 hands.
So could it be a hand with 5 fingers?
Again, we don't know. We don't affirm it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So you don't know if it.
By silence.
No,
we do know. We affirm the meaning, but the thing is, what you're doing is what the early Jahmi school of thought tried to do.
What's that?
Jahmi is an early deviant group, which they try to negate.
Oh, sorry.
What happened is they tried to do what you tried to do first of all. They tried to establish the attributes being similar to the humans. And the whole point of arguing was to strip away meaning from these attributes. For example, when Allah says He rises, they used to go to how does He rise, the modality, and then they used to not affirm that Allah rises in the first place. So your whole argument doesn't make sense according to our internal critique.
But so from what I'm hearing, it doesn't make sense to say these things about Allah if you're saying you affirm the meaning, but it also sounds like you're stripping the meaning at the same time, you know?
Not necessarily, because does a hand, when you refer to a hand, does it inherently have to have 5 fingers?
Not necessarily, but wouldn't you agree that that's anthropomorphic?
No.
How not?
On what basis?
So anthropomorphism is when you're applying like human characteristics to something that's not human.
Okay, perfect. Did God have a hand prior to humans?
Yes.
Perfect. Done.
But
it's not anthropomorphic.
So you would agree that it was a hand before humans.
He had all of his attributes that are intrinsic to him.
So would you then affirm then that we share in Allah's characteristics in that we have hand, shin, eyes?
You brought up the hadith you brought up. We created Adam in our image yesterday.
Yeah.
That bakes you. Have you went to the sharh of it, the explanation?
You said that bakes me?
That bakes you.
How?
You went to the explanation according to Ibn Hajar.
Which one? Oh, Hajar? What does
Ibn
he say?
Hajar.
What does he say?
He literally says we affirm a similarity between the ma'na, the meaning that humans can grab, humans can hear, humans can see. But we make a tafriq, a differentiation between the modality. Meaning, Allah's hearing isn't going to be the same. Allah's seeing isn't going to be the same. Allah both having a hand and a shin.
But all of that is still anthropomorphism.
Sure, not necessarily. You have to prove that inherently these are human attributes.
What do you understand anthropomorphism to be?
Anthropomorphism is going to be likening ex-deity to creation. Can you prove that those
Allah does that.
Can you prove
When he says he has a hand, that's liking.
Prove a hand is inherently human.
I'm not saying that a hand is inherently human.
Can you prove it's inherently
but would you agree that a hand is inherently human? Like, or let's say that every human, like, it's part of human nature to have a hand.
Did you just say I don't hold that the hand is inherently
I'm trying
human?
to get clarity. I'm trying to get clarity. Would you agree that it is human nature to have a hand?
Sure, but that doesn't mean it's inherently human.
I got you. So would you say then that like having a hand is a human characteristic, right?
Yes.
Okay. Having a shin, a human characteristic, right? And to say that Allah,
is that subjective to only humans?
you can say I agree with you that other things have, like Allah, I guess, has a hand, has a shin, has all these other things that are.
Is that going to be inherently human?
I would agree with you that it's not inherently human. Like it's not only humans that have this, right? You don't have to be human to have these things. I agree with that.
So it doesn't
my
follow the definition of anthropomorphism.
But no, anthropomorphism is not having to do with inherently human. It's just human characteristics.
Aristotle, and when he talks about anthropomorphism, it's going to be referring to believing God is his hand, his modality, meaning his modality generally. I'm giving hand for example. It's going to be a human hand. That's anthropomorphism.
Well,
right?
so from what I understand, anthropomorphism to be is simply applying like human characteristics to something, not necessarily human nature though.
Human nature,
but
like characteristics are going to be part of the nature. For example, human nature is to be, for example, to be fallible. Human nature is going to be, for example, when it comes to emotions, we have certain emotions.
To have hands?
Well, no, that's not going to be inherent to the human nature.
Okay.
I don't believe that's inherently human. I believe that's.
There's humans that don't have emotions.
Okay. Not necessarily.
Yeah, there are psychopaths that literally don't have emotions.
What do you define emotions as?
Like we're talking about like feeling things.
If you're going to
right?
go into psychology, emotions is just going to be different.
So that's what I'm saying. Like we can go into the weeds with all of this. If we're talking about, we need to be clear on what we're saying.
But the point is, you're inherently trying to establish anthropomorphism when all of our scholars refute anthropomorphism. For example,
but on what basis? You're just saying that you don't know.
Anthropomorphism is going to be directly likening God's attributes to human. Okay. We don't affirm 5 fingers, 5 toes, and so on.
Do you agree that Allah compares himself to creation in certain ways?
Not directly, as in when it comes to his nature.
But so like for example,
if you mean generally, like for example, as I gave you, we created Adam in our image.
Right.
Ibn Hajar literally explains.
But hold on, because you said that my argument on that was refuted.
Yeah.
I didn't bring that argument up to say that Allah looks like man.
That's the point. You used it in rebuttal to Jesus being a human.
No. I used Allah creating Adam in his own image in rebuttal to Ali Dawah and the Sheikh bringing up how we're made in God's image in the Bible. And so they were saying, oh, so this must mean God is a man. That God looks like you.
Okay.
So I was
the same understanding as us regarding that?
Yes.
Okay, so you believe God literally has a hand?
No. What I'm saying is that we have the characteristics of God. We have judgment. We have character. We have morality, right? We have these traits, right? We don't have a physical form of God because God doesn't have a physical form. Okay? Do you affirm? Yeah, I believe God is spirit.
Okay, perfect. So
but you don't affirm that.
No, I don't affirm God is spirit. Spirit is created.
Not necessarily.
We
no.
Spirits are created.
Can you? God is an infinite,
what's the
uncreated
definition
spirit.
Of a spirit?
Well, it's just an immaterial existence.
Okay,
right?
perfect.
So wait. Could you agree that you can have spirit that is infinite, that's eternal?
No, I'll get to that. I want to address the immaterial thing first. Okay. Can you see something immaterial?
Can I see something immaterial?
Yeah.
Not that I see.
Okay, perfect. Will you see God on the Day of Judgment?
Yeah,
you'll see the Father.
Yeah, but hold on a second. He will come in a corporeal form. That doesn't mean that in his essence he's physical.
God will physically change from the Father. Will change from being a spirit.
No, he's still spirit. He can just appear in a visible form.
Okay, perfect. How?
What do you mean how?
Does he always?
He's God.
Does he remain something?
That's like.
Wait,
okay.
Does he remain something that has no material being?
Yes. So for example, you have even Allah who says, or not Allah says, excuse me, Muhammad says that on the Day of Judgment, that Allah is going to appear to you
we don't
in a
believe
shape.
Allah
Hold on, let me finish.
Is going to be a spirit.
But let me finish. I got you. But you affirm that Allah takes on shapes that's nearest to the picture that you have in your minds
On
about
the Day
it.
of Judgment, we will see Allah in His direct, literal.
But it also says that he will take other forms that match your imagination. Yes.
No,
bro.
not in any authentic.
Yes, that's in Sahih Bukhari, bro.
Okay, can you
Sahih
bring that,
Bukhari.
that understanding from our scholars?
I'll bring you the hadith that says
hadith.
exactly what I'm saying, bro.
Go on. I want you to bring it.
Okay.
We don't hold that Allah changes forms when it comes to bidatihi, in His essence.
Okay.
The Bible literally said. Oh, hurry up, man.
Why?
Why?
Do you not remember the numbers?
Nah. There's so many hadith, bro. There's thousands.
I mean, I can name you 10 scholars off the top of my head who memorize all 6 books.
All 6 books of hadith?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't study it like that.
I mean, at least the numbers. Like, if you ask me about Bible verse, I'll tell you what.
But that's Bible. I can tell you Quran verses.
Yeah.
Hadith numbering is different, man. There's a lot of that.
Bukhari 687 or whatever. Like, argument here.
I can give you some hadith numbers. I just don't remember all of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Here.
Sahih Bukhari 4581.
Okay, 4581. Can you read it?
Yeah. So
Come on, I need a spot.
Sahih Bukhari 4581.
4581. Okay, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Shall we see our Lord on the Day of Judgment?" The Prophet said, "Yes." Do you have any difficulty in seeing the sun at midday when it is bright and there is no?
It's long. Do you want to skip to the part?
What part?
I can show you.
Go ahead. You will see your Lord like you see the moon.
No, it's after that. Right here.
Perfect.
Then Allah, the Lord of the worlds, right here.
Then Allah, the Lord of the worlds, will come in a shape nearest to the picture they had in their minds about Him. It was said, "What are you waiting for?" Every nation have followed what they used to worship. They will reply, "We have left the people in the world where they were in great need of them. We did not take them as friends. Now we are waiting for our Lord." Now, what's the understanding?
So you see how it says that Allah is going to come
In a form
in a
that-
shape
yeah.
that
No,
matches.
form.
It says shape.
It says form.
Shape, form, it doesn't matter, but
Okay.
shape, right?
Yeah, okay,
I
sure.
think it's synonymous. So he's going to come in a shape that is nearest to the picture that you had in your minds about him.
Perfect.
So whatever
And
you
what's that
imagine,
referring to?
just really quick, it's talking about Allah.
Okay,
so it's
but
saying what you imagine Allah to be,
Yes.
He's going to appear to you in that shape.
Perfect. In what sense? We're referring to the asli attributes, the principal attributes. If you even go to Fath al-Bari of this hadith, right? That we will see Allah like we see the moon. And then He will appear to in a shape that which you are nearest known Him to be, right? It's going to be referring to each nation having specific revelation about God.
I disagree. It doesn't say that.
No, that's the understanding of it.
No, I
Fath
think.
al-Bari literally quotes it.
Okay,
For
that's
example, different nations have different
Yeah.
attributes revealed to them.
Yeah, but this is a problem because number one, if you're saying Father Bari explains this that way, I have a problem with that because that's completely ad hoc and out of the verse.
Not necessarily.
Okay, so then
The evidence they give, the evidence they
Well,
give.
the evidence according to the hadith, it
The
says
evidence
that
they give, they tie back to
just,
the Quran.
just really quick.
وَعَلَّمَ
Just really quick.
آدَمَ بِالْأَسْمَاءِ
When you say the nations, you're talking about Muslim nations, right?
No, we're going to be talking about all nations that receive revelation.
Okay, no. So this says, so you have the polytheists, they're already taken care of, and they go to hell. Then next are the Jews, and then they go to hell. Then the Christians, and they go to hell. And then it says, then all that's left are the believers and the hypocrites among them. So they're going to be Muslims. Nobody else.
Oh, yeah, if you're referring to the kuffar, I'm touching on the Muslim nations.
Okay.
And specifically when it comes to the people of the book. Now, if
Yeah,
you're
the
gonna
book
refer
are
to-
not part of this.
No. If you're referring to the Jews and the Christians,
No, I'm not.
like when we're on the Day of Judgment.
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, okay. If you're not
Only-
talking
only
about
the-
that, that's
only the
fine.
Muslims.
I'm only touching onto the Muslims specifically.
Good. Okay.
Here, when it comes to that, the Muslims, for example, when it says Allah is what you think of Him, we have this general thing where it comes to His mercy, that Allah is more merciful.
He says he's going to come in the shape
Yes,
that you
yes.
imagine
I'm
him.
going to tie it back to that. When it comes to that, there's a reason why it mentions that their idols will be raised on the Day of Judgment, and that's why the mushrikeen also tie into this hadith, that their idols will be raised on the Day of Judgment against them. Right? Now, can a physical stone idol? No. It's going to be, again, just a sabab, a way in which it's going to be revealed. Now, when it comes to the Muslimin, upon the correct aqidah, we believe Allah will reveal Himself in His true form, meaning He will remove His hijab or nur. And that's mentioned in Surah chapter 7, verse 49 onwards. So we don't believe until all of the Muslimin enter Jannah or heaven that we will see Allah without His hijab or nur, His revealing of light.
Yeah, but that doesn't really solve the issue. You have the issue where it says that Allah is going to appear in a shape that is nearest to the picture you have in your minds about Him.
Yeah,
so that means just really quick. So would you say that when Allah is taking these, because it doesn't say away, it says He's going to appear in a shape. He's going to take a form.
Not necessarily. Again, according to Fath al-Bari, it doesn't mean bidatihi, He changes.
So if He's going to say this,
it's going to be a sabab.
Very good.
A way.
Very good. I'm good with you.
To be able to see.
Very good. So you're saying that His essence isn't going to change, even though He's going to appear.
Even His form Himself.
Okay,
it's
so I'm
just a sabab of revealing.
All right, so this is where we disagree, my brother, because when it says here, when it says, then the Lord of the worlds will come to them in a shape nearest to the picture that they had in their minds about Him. This means that Allah,
Did you hear what
it just said. I heard what you said, which is why I have a problem. Hold on, just really quick.
Okay.
This is why I have a problem with your explanations. Because according to the hadith, brother, you gotta let me know.
Hold on.
According to the hadith, Allah is appeering in a shape that matches people's imaginations. My question is this.
What did I tell you at the beginning of the debate?
Is everybody's imagination, what they picture Allah in their mind, is subjective?
Perfect.
So
unless you have the correct.
So these are different shapes that Allah's going to come in, right?
Correct creed.
Okay, so these are different shapes that Allah's going to appear in, right?
Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to respond to you. Like I said in the beginning of the debate, I'm a Salafi.
Yes.
I appeal to scholarship. Now Ibn Hajar, in his Fath al-Bari, which you very well can pull up on your phone, he mentions,
if you could pull it up, that would be good for us.
It's just going to be a sabab of which Allah is going to reveal Himself, a way in which, but it doesn't
What is that
actually
way?
change His form.
Okay.
Again,
so
this is what the people will perceive.
Okay, it doesn't say that though. See, that's
what the scholars say.
Okay, well,
I
got you. So if you're gonna say that Fath al-Bari says, well, actually, it's actually the opposite of what Muhammad says. It's not really that He's going to come in a shape. Hold on. The P and not P is this says Allah's going to come in a shape. Ibn Hajar is saying no, He's not coming in a shape. He's not coming in a form.
Allah in a different.
Is He coming in a shape?
Okay, is it referring to the perception?
Allah. It's talking about Allah.
Is it referring to the perception?
It's talking about Allah.
If you bring up the hadith, read a few.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Again.
Then the Lord of the worlds will come to them.
Come to them.
So is it they hold on? Is it that Allah is it maybe like is it people think He's coming, or it doesn't say for a fact He's coming to them?
You're not tracking. What did I say? Repeat and still man what I said.
I don't think that you can still man and repeat what I'm saying.
Yes, I can.
Then can you deal with what I just asked you?
The argument is going to be that again He's appearing to them, but I'm sticking.
Is He actually appearing, or are they just perceiving this? So it's not about perception.
Perception of His shape is what's going to be altered.
So the perception of His shape is going to be altered. Let me ask you this: when it says here, He will come to them in a shape.
Perfect.
Will they perceive Him coming in a shape, or is He actually coming in a shape?
What that shape will be, they'll be perceiving.
Okay, so He is coming in a shape, which implies because it's not.
Which is going to be His literal bidatihi.
No
worries.
It's
going to be His actual essence.
Okay, so He's coming in a shape nearest to the picture that they had in their minds about Him. So what the subjectivity is that the shape that they So the shape that they're going to see. Let me finish, because you don't even know what I'm saying.
I do know.
Then listen. If you're saying I conceded, then you're not listening.
Okay.
According to the hadith, it says that He's going to come to them in a shape that is nearest to the picture they had in their minds. Meaning, there's going to be multiple shapes because there's multiple imaginations. So there's going to be multiple shapes that Allah appears in to each individual.
Track.
Okay.
It's going to be when He says He appears to them, what they perceive Him to be.
Does it say what they perceive Him to be, or does it say that's the shape He's going to come in?
My scholarship.
Is that what? Who's the better scholar, Ibn Hajar or Muhammad?
Again, that's non sequitur, because we don't believe Muhammad is going to be.
Is Muhammad a scholar or Ibn Hajar?
We don't believe in. That's a non sequitur, because we don't believe we take the zahir of every single hadith.
So who do you use to interpret Ibn Hajar?
No issue. We use the Salaf. Ibn Hajar. Yeah, for example, Ibn Abdul Bar.
So Ibn Abdul Bar, does he?
Bar. B-A-R-R.
B-R.
Say bar.
All right, Bar. Does Ibn Bar? Does he interpret Ibn Hajar?
Ibn Abd al-Barr, he has his own tafsir from the Salaf.
Does
We
he
don't
interpret
use-
Muhammad? I mean, Ibn Hajar.
Again, we don't need a circular. We just need to appeal.
So
to
then,
two
why do
things.
you need a
Wait.
circular when it comes to Muhammad and what he clearly
No issue.
says?
I'll tell you why. Again, because the source in question in the internal critique is going to be the Quran and the Sunnah. And the way in our paradigm, which we, again, understand the Quran and Sunnah to be, is going to be through the lens of the Salaf and the Muta'akhirin, which is going to be the scholars of Hadith later on.
Yeah, how do you know they're right?
Yeah, we know they're right based on ijma', based on consensus.
Okay,
on certain principles.
so does when you say Ibn Hajar gives an interpretation, if his interpretation doesn't match what the text says, is his interpretation valid?
Again, your understanding of the text isn't going to be consistent.
That's not what I asked.
Again, you're presupposing your understanding of the text.
I didn't ask that, bro.
Yeah,
It's simple. You can explain.
You're presupposing that it's going to contradict based on your own understanding.
Okay.
But if it contradicted, we would see the scholars call him out.
Oh.
And there's a reason there's ilm al-rijal,
Is,
knowledge of men.
is there a consensus on what the hadith means?
There's a consensus on how we interpret these attributes, yes.
So every Muslim interprets
There's
it.
no khilaf. Can you bring me one scholar that says this means Allah will literally take different shapes?
So this is my problem. My problem is that you guys don't take Islam. You take your scholars. You take what people say,
Allah
and
literally
that's.
says,
But my brother, hold on one
ask the
second.
people of
One
remembrance.
second. It says ask the people of the book too, but you don't do that.
Yeah.
So
No issue.
my
Can
point
you read
is,
the
hold
tafsir
on,
of
hold
that?
on, one second.
Have you read the
One
tafsir of
second.
that?
One second.
We'll get to it.
So with you over here talking about, oh well, we appeal to the scholars, and well, you're presupposing your interpretation. I didn't interpret anything.
Yeah.
I just read the text, and the text says that Allah's going to appear in a shape nearest to the picture they had in their minds about him. It also says in another hadith relating to this that Allah's going to appear in two different shapes, right? The one they didn't know. He's going to appear in a shape that they did not know. What is that?
That's going to be referring to without his hijab as no.
Okay, so they know him without, they know him.
They know his attributes, but we don't know the modality of what Allah physically or whatever literally
So here's my question.
Yes.
When it says that Allah is going to appear to them, right? And it's going to appear to
But
them
now,
in a form.
now we're sidetracking.
Well, no, it's the same thing because
Yeah.
it's the same kind of narration, just different wording.
Can you?
Okay?
I'm
So-
literally still manning.
You're not.
When it comes to the hadith, right, we take them with the understanding of the scholars, because the Prophet himself, in another hadith, he says the greatest of generations are the ones that come after me.
And when
The
they
ones that
contradict
come
what
after
Muhammad
them,
says, then
and
what?
the ones that come after them.
When they contradict what
Can
Muhammad
you
says, this is
prove
what?
there's a single consensus that contradicts what Muhammad
I'm sorry. I'm leaning on what Muhammad says. If you want to lean on people who say the opposite,
You're
I just let you talk. If I'm going to lean on Muhammad, you can lean on anybody else you want to. If who you lean on goes against what Muhammad says,
No
then
issue.
khalas, I got
How
nothing
do
to
you
say.
determine
But
the
my point is,
Wait.
hold on. My point is that when you have the hadith, for example, and like I said, the relating hadith that says that Allah is going to appear to them in a shape that they did not recognize, right? And then He's going to appear to a shape that they do recognize.
Now, can I?
What shape do they recognize
Perfect.
of Allah?
I'm going to directly ask you a question.
Oh, you're not going to answer.
Wait. Does the Quran?
You're not going to directly answer.
I will. If you address this, I can answer your next question. Does the Quran make a distinction between muhkam, meaning clear-cut matters, and mutashabih matters, unclear matters? Yes or no?
It makes a distinction between clear verses and unclear verses.
Okay,
It also, in other places, say that the entire Quran is perfectly clear.
No.
So that's the contradiction.
It mentions it's an explanation
Of-
of all things.
So that means the whole Quran is clear.
And the Quran explains. Yes, it's an explanation of
So there's
everything.
nothing unclear there.
That doesn't contradict, because if the Quran is an explanation for all things, and it explains two things, go to the hadith, and it also explains.
Doesn't say that, but
Yes,
okay.
It says,
It doesn't, but
we can debate hadith if you want
Sure.
within the Quran. That's a different topic.
Quran says
but
it's
you're
a
gonna
hadith,
grant,
right?
Are you going to do it in another internal critique, or are you going to do the?
this is
internal
all
critique
this is all
within that?
internal. This is why the problem. The Quran has problems and the hadith has problems.
We can shift onto that internal. Because again, if you're not going to grant that the Quran alludes to following to hadith, then we have to debate that before we move on.
Not necessarily. What I'm saying is that your
Well, bring me the
Quran
hadith.
claims to be perfectly clear
Are you
and
granting
explain
that? Are you
everything.
granting that hadith?
About
Are
regarding
you
what?
the hadith about Allah taking a shape? Are you granting that?
What do you mean am I granting?
Are you granting that hadith?
that is what you believe? Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. And are you granting that that's going to be authentic to what we believe?
To what you believe, yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Now I'm going to use other things are going to be authentic.
So what is the answer to my question?
Perfect. The answer to your question is going to be three things. First of all, the Quran says to go to the Prophet. The Prophet says to go to the first three generations. The first three generations understood it in the way I, again, explained it to you. It's going to be the people's sight in which they perceive
Muhammad
him.
says go to the three.
That the people are going to perceive him in different ways. It doesn't mean bidatihi, in his essence or his form himself is going to change. The second narration you brought, again, proves nothing, because the shape that people do not know Allah by is going to be what he is and looks like, bila hijabun nur, without the covering of light. And that form, again, that's an interpretation. That's why you're critiquing
it
the
doesn't
Salaf.
say, it's okay, let him finish, so we can go ahead.
That interpretation is going to be bila hijabuhun nur, without the veiling of light, and that is found throughout.
It's okay.
That's found throughout the Salaf.
Okay.
Understanding. I quoted
Can I respond?
Ibn Hajar quotes Ibn Hajar.
Okay, so again, the problem that you and I are having, my brother, is that nothing that you're saying lines up with the hadith we're reading. And see, this is what happened. This is what has to happen. Just hold on. I already gave it to you. The problem is with Muslims, you guys go away from the Quran and the hadith. You go with interpretations that go directly against what the text says, and then you pretend like we're stupid and we can't read for ourselves what the text says. But hold on, I let you go for a long time. This is my problem. So you said that you was going to answer me directly when I engaged with you.
I didn't. I answered.
No, you didn't.
The two hadith.
So what was the form? What was the form that they recognized?
What they recognize is going to be generally his attributes.
It doesn't say his attributes.
That's
It says
the
his
understanding.
what?
The form
It
is
doesn't-
his attributes. Wait. What's the distinction between Allah and his intrinsic attributes?
Is there a distinction?
Is there? I'm asking you. That's what I'm asking.
This is
What's
your
the
belief, not
distinction?
me.
I'm asking you because you're the one who's going ahead and critiquing the hadith based on my paradigm.
Is
so
Allah-
you at least
is it-
need to know what.
Right.
the
So
hadith-
according to your paradigm, is Allah identical to his attributes?
Again, we don't. We believe the attributes are going to be intrinsic.
That's not what
we
I
believe
asked.
that is going to be identical. No. The that meaning the essence. No.
Okay. So Allah is not identical to his attributes, right?
Because again, when it comes to it, they're going to be intrinsic.
Okay.
but the essence
So it
is gonna
doesn't
be-
say that the attributes are going to come in a form. It says Allah
I
comes
said
in
they're
a
going to know
shape.
him based on his attributes.
Where
Yes or
does
no?
it says they know him based on who the shape he comes in, not his
Perfect.
attributes?
And what does that shape pertain to?
That's the question.
Perfect. That shape is going to pertain to attributes.
So, okay.
What was revealed about Allah?
That's not what it says. It says
not
that he's
understanding.
It says he's. See, this is my thing.
Okay, check.
This
I'm
is
gonna
the
say
under.
something.
This is the understanding.
In the beginning of the debate.
Wait, hold on.
In the beginning of the
hold
debate.
on, bro.
Wait, no, hold on. Because you're now.
Okay,
you're,
so
you're
now
back.
I'm gonna have to talk over you
In
if
the
you do
beginning of
this.
the debate,
Do I have to talk over you?
I told you I'm a
So I
Salafi.
guess I have to talk over you
Did I
now.
tell you I'm a Salafi?
So it looks like I've got to talk over the Salaf. So according.
Salaf. I'm from the
Okay.
Salaf.
So according to this brother, because I don't want to have to do this. I want us to keep talking how we were talking. So according to you, instead of what the text says, you keep saying, this is the understanding. I don't care how you understand it. I only care about what the text says.
Wow. Okay,
If the
perfect.
text says Allah comes in a shape, not his attributes, when it says Allah came in a shape and they didn't recognize it, not his attributes,
Perfect.
then stop changing the text like you hate it.
Perfect. Now I'll respond to that. Now, in the beginning of the debate, and you can scroll back, I told him, I'm a Salafi Athari. So throughout this debate, because it's going to be an internal critique, I'm going to appeal to scholarship. He granted that. And even in general, you quoting a hadith, wait.
Did I grant that that was correct?
You quoting a hadith, you can critique, that's going to be an internal critique.
Oh,
External, I mean.
so that-
external granting, but we'll
so
get
this-
to that. Wait. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I told you I'm a Salafi. I'm going to appeal to the Salaf and, again, scholarship in general. Now, the second thing he cannot track, him granting the hadith in the first place is going to be granting the scholar that narrates it. So when,
How do you finalize that?
when the scholars, how do I finalize that? Based on who narrates it, Bukhari. We can go to Bukhari and what the chapter he puts it under. We can go to Ibn Abdul Barr, who also narrates and explains some of Bukhari's statements. We can go to Ibn Hajar, who brings Bukhari's statements. But again,
Are these
by
Bukhari
you
statements or
grant-
Muhammad's?
Wait. Bukhari's statement on the hadith itself, understanding tafsir.
Yeah, I'm just asking, are these Muhammad's words or Bukhari's?
I can tell you, the metan is going to be Muhammad's words.
The metan?
The metan, the writing in white.
So these are Muhammad's words.
You see here, the writing in white is going to be the metan. The grey is going to be tafsir and isnad. So the isnad
Right,
is
the
here.
chain and all that.
The chain
So
and
that
the
so the actual narration, the
Now, what
actual
I'm
thing
telling
is
you
Muhammad's words.
You cannot bring me any narration that which a scholar from the Salaf
I don't care about your
or
scholar.
the Muhaddithin explain. Now, that exposes your hypocrisy.
Sure.
Because, again, your logic is that everyone following a denomination within Christianity, within any belief, that appeals to either apostolic succession or some sort of knowledge succession, which in Islam, there's going to be munawalatul ilm, which is the transmission of knowledge, that they're going to be incorrect in their understanding.
Why?
I want you to...
Why?
No, I'm saying that's your logic.
Why is that my logic?
Because again, you're saying, why would I grant you your understanding or your scholar's understanding
No.
when the hadith says this?
No.
But that's granting that your
All right,
understanding...
let me break down to you my position.
Go ahead.
My position isn't that apostolic succession is wrong in and of itself. My position is that apostolic succession is in line with Scripture. It's in line with the text. Let me finish.
Okay, perfect.
So nobody who comes and says, "Hey, I follow the apostles," and they go against the text, actually follow the apostles.
If what they quote from
So
the
my
apostles,
point-
it contradicts. Can what they quote from the apostles contradict the text?
No.
Perfect.
Nothing that
Perfect.
the apostles say.
Now
that's my
we-
point.
perfect.
Nothing
Now-
let me
now I'm gonna
finish
get
my
to that.
answer.
That was the yes or no
Nothing.
question.
Well,
I'll have
I'm
a follow-up.
expounding because I was the one talking. I let you give a whole spill. So nothing that the apostles say go against the text.
Perfect.
If somebody is coming to me and saying, "Hey, the apostle said this," and it contradicts the scripture, which is apostolic, then no, the apostle never said that.
Perfect.
Which is why Gnostics were called out, which is why all these disbelievers were called out, who tried to say that they were part of apostolic succession, and they were cast out because they were fakes.
Perfect.
My point is that when you come and you're saying, "Hey, Muhammad says one thing," however, our scholars have a different understanding than
No,
what
I
is
didn't say
blatantly
different.
said.
I didn't say
Yeah, you did.
I said the explanation of what a shape is, that he will appear to them.
Does it say that Allah is going to come, or does it
says
say his
he'll appear
attributes?
to them in a shape.
So does it say Allah is going to appear, or his attributes?
Perfect. I'm gonna get to that. Okay, how do we describe?
I know that was a
how do we-
perfect question, bro.
How do we
I need an answer. I
understand-
need a
How do
perfect
we
answer.
understand what Allah is, or what shape He will take?
That's a good question.
Perfect. I'm asking you.
No, don't ask me.
I'm asking
I'm not the
you. 'Cause you're the
seller.
one critiquing.
I'm not the. Allah doesn't tell you.
Yes, He does.
Oh, really?
Allah
What is
tells
it?
us, go to the Prophet.
What
The
is
Prophet
it?
tells us, my ummah will not unite upon misguidance.
So what is it?
The ijma' of the
Then
Salaf
tell me, what is it?
we understand Allah through His attributes.
So what is he?
Yes, perfect. Allah has certain attributes like having yadayn, hands. He has a shin.
What is he is what I'm asking.
Yeah. In of himself.
Yes.
We believe Allah is God. We don't believe he's
No,
gonna
what
have
is
some-
that?
We don't believe God in of itself is going to be a title. We don't believe he's a spirit.
A title for what?
Meaning some form of existence.
Some form of existence. What is that
That
existence?
form is going to be God. We don't. Okay,
What is
perfect.
that?
We're not Christians where we liken it to a spirit.
I didn't ask
we
you that.
hold that God in of himself is going to be in existence.
Okay, what existence?
God. That is it.
Are you in existence?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, what
And
is
I'm a
God's
human.
existence?
I'm a human.
Exactly, that's what
Perfect.
you
And
are.
God
So
is
what
a-
is God?
Perfect. God is a God.
Wow,
God
that's
yeah.
like a human is a human.
Perfect. A human is a human. What? Perfect. How do we understand what a human is based on attributes of a human?
Based on essential properties, and then you could tell
Which
me,
is gonna be
and then you
your-
could tell me what that thing is.
Essential
So when you say God, what is that?
Do attributes?
What is Allah?
Are attributes going to be consistent with essential properties? Are attributes essential to God?
Depending on what you're asking.
Okay. For example, God having, for example, in the Bible, God having love is an essential property.
Yes.
Perfect.
God is love.
God being all seeing.
No. Yes.
Okay, so on. These are all essential properties.
I guess
If
honey.
any of these properties are missing, that's no longer God, right?
But okay, but when you
That's
say,
what we're
but when you,
referring
I understand. You're saying that these are qualities or attributes that make that qualify for the title God. But what is that existence?
Okay. That existence, again, we believe that God in of itself is an existence. And what is that God? That God, its existence is
You
gonna
just
be
said
based-
God is a title.
Yeah. No, it's both a title and a form of existence. Again, because you can't track. It's not a P, it's not P.
No, don't say I can't track. You're not tracking what you're saying. You're just using the same
their
word.
Existence is going to be based on essential properties.
But what
all-knowing,
is
all-seeing.
that? What is his essence? What is it?
What is his essence?
Yes.
Yeah, his essence is going to be ما كل شيء من نفسي.
What does that
according
mean?
to our scholars.
Nothing like
Whatever,
creation?
Everything, that which is himself. That is what the that is.
Say that again.
ما كل شيء, all, whatever, everything, shay, thing, whatever that is within himself, nafsi, himself.
What is that? That's
Yeah.
look,
That's
brother. That's not
You're
asking my
okay.
question. When I ask what is Allah, and you say Allah is that which whatever it is that,
No,
that's not answering the
Allah is,
question.
wait, essence. Doesn't essence do something, or is an essence someone?
Persons do things.
Perfect.
What is it? What is the essence of
Perfect.
Allah?
Exactly. The essence of Allah doesn't do anything.
I didn't
It's
ask
not
what it does.
something.
I asked what is it?
Perfect. It's going to be himself. What does an essence pertain to? According to our scholars, Ibn Taymiyyah
So like
says-
for example, you know how if you were to ask me what is God, and I say that God is spirit in essence, right? So we have a designator for what we say God is.
But again,
What would be yours?
We don't believe that God is spirit.
I know,
We
I'm
believe-
saying what will
in
be
our
yours?
Understanding, yeah, perfect. Spirit is going to refer to jinn or something like it.
I didn't ask that, bro.
Now God, wait, I'm getting to it. Now God, his essence is going to be the same way you're using spirit to describe it. We use God to describe it. That's the
So God in and of itself is an essence.
Allah is an ilah, meaning a God.
Is it immaterial or physical?
Immaterial, physical, we don't have to attribute either to him.
So, brother, it's either or. It's either he's a physical being or he's an immaterial
No, because
being.
we believe he agrees haqiqatan, but he exists again above creation. So
what does that mean?
Okay, for
Is he
example,
physical or immaterial?
Does God exist before time?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So is he-
How can something exist before time when before?
Because
is the
he's
time?
eternal. He's infinite.
No,
So
perfect.
he
But
can
if you're
start
saying
time.
He exists before time.
So my
before and
that's
insinuates
not
time.
getting away from this.
No, that's just
when you
basic
say
philosophy.
no when you say that you're talking about God's attributes. We're talking about what he
Ilah,
is,
meaning
all
being
that kind
a
of
God,
stuff.
in of itself is meaning a modality of existence. Allah is an ilah, meaning a God. La ilaha.
What is that?
illallah. Right? What is a God? It is that which has the essential properties of God. All hearing,
Okay.
all seeing,
So
all
look,
knowing.
like when you say
Yes.
that you guys don't
What
affirm
is God? Anything that has the attributes
you
of
don't
God.
just to be fair, you don't know if Allah is immaterial or physical, right?
No, we firmly agree. In Arabic language, we use the word haqiqatan, meaning he exists literally. Do we believe he's physical?
What does that
Meaning
mean?
he's bound by atoms. Atoms make up his body, which is what physicality is predicated to. No, we don't believe Allah is going to be made up of atoms and so on.
So would you agree that there's either a physical state of existence or an immaterial state of existence?
I don't believe those are only two categories.
So what is another category of existence?
That because immaterial and physical is going to pertain to creation. Because science defines it again. Science only bases things of what we can see, measure, and so on.
Would you agree that love? Do you believe that love is created?
I believe that love is created, not necessarily.
Okay, so do you believe that love is immaterial?
Do I believe love is immaterial? I believe it exists haqiqatan as an attribute.
Is it immaterial?
I don't believe it's going to be immaterial or material. Again, that's incorrect.
So, okay, so
I believe it exists haqiqatan, and that's how our scholars define it.
All right.
It exists literally, and it's going to be intrinsic to Allah.
All right, I'll ask this last question and then you can make your final point, okay? When you say that there could be a third category of existence, something outside of physical existence and immaterial, can you tell me what that is or give an example?
No issue. In Arabic language, we define it as something existing haqiqatan, meaning it's going to exist literally, but it's not going to be bound by atoms, space, or time, because those.
So it'll be
again,
immaterial.
We believe time and, for example, space is going to be conceptual, but it's not going to be immaterial, meaning it doesn't exist in reality.
Immaterial
You can't
exists.
see it.
Immaterial things exist in reality.
Yeah, but we don't believe. Again, when we're talking about existing, can you see something immaterial?
No, but it still
Perfect.
exists in
So it
reality.
no, but you can't see it. The point is,
doesn't matter.
when something exists haqiqatan, meaning in reality, we don't have to affirm atoms for it. Like you have to give the argument why again God would have to have atoms to be able to see him.
I'm
Or have
not
to
saying
exist
that. What I'm
material.
saying is that there are things that are immaterial
Yeah.
that exist.
But you cannot
Right?
see them.
Exactly. So you don't have to see something for it to exist in
No,
reality.
that's not my argument. My argument is, according to our creedal doctrine, something can exist with using the word haqiqatan in reality without having to be material according to the understanding
Right,
of
something
creation,
immaterial.
nor something immaterial, that which you can't see or perceive.
Okay, so then what?
Yeah,
You're not telling me what that
material,
is.
Something existing material is subject to atoms, yes or no?
Huh?
Something existing materially is going to be subject to atoms,
Yes.
space, and time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Is God subject to any of these according
Is
to
yours?
No.
Ah!
But we don't even believe time is going to be something.
So he's immaterial.
We believe time is conceptual.
So he's immaterial.
Perfect. No, that's why I alluded to the question. It's a fallacious question in of itself.
It's not.
Does God exist before time? Yes. Perfect. Before insinuates
I don't know.
time. So when you're saying God exists before time, that question
Do you
doesn't
agree
make
with that?
sense.
Do you agree that Allah exists
I don't
before
believe time in of itself is an existence. I believe it's a concept.
So when
Wait, is time material?
No,
Time
it's
is not
conceptual.
material. So is it immaterial then?
Yes, it's going to be something
So time,
conceptual.
hold on. So just because it's conceptual, I'm just asking very
I don't believe
specific
time
question.
exists in haqiqatan, in
Time
reality.
Time does not exist in reality. So I'm just asking, you said it's immaterial, correct?
Yes.
Now we're trying to ask whether Allah is immaterial just like time, because now now every single person here was waiting for something very specific. We didn't know whether or not you believe that there were immaterial things or not. Now that you've said that time, i.e. concepts, can be immaterial and those concepts can bear some sort of resemblance to reality. For example, my thought could be true, right? I could actually have a thought that exists. Okay, good. So there can be concepts that exist that are immaterial.
No,
now,
I didn't concede.
is Allah... Do you agree
I'm
with
gonna
that?
respond.
Do you agree with
Can
that?
I respond?
Okay, go on. Do you agree with
Okay,
that?
no issue. I don't believe time in of itself
No,
is going to
my
be some-
point.
Yes,
Respond
your
to my point. What
I'm
is my point?
responding to it.
What's my point?
You were saying that certain things can exist immaterially but bear resemblance to creation or reality. Yes or no?
Not just creation, just reality
Reality.
generally. Because I don't think logic's
creation
created.
or
Do you think
reality.
logic's created?
For example, no.
Do you think the law of identity is created?
I'd say our thoughts,
No,
meaning our
not
brain
the
is
thought
gonna
of the
be
law of identity, what the thought corresponds to, which is the truth that A equals A. Does that truth exist?
Yes.
Okay, is that physical?
We can establish it physically, yes.
You can establish it physically the same way an atheist would say that. Is it physical? Yes or no?
No issue.
I know, great no issue, but yes or no though, please. Like, it's, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
just
not a yes
say
or no.
yes or no.
Again, that's not a yes or no.
No, it is a yes or no.
In of
It's
itself.
either a physical thing or it's not. I don't know. It's kind
Time
of yes
in
or
of
no.
itself. Time in of itself.
I mean,
is
he
gonna
gets.
be-
I don't even know the guy.
Time in of itself.
Talking about baseball, I don't know.
Time in of itself is going to be conceptual.
I get that,
Okay,
but I
perfect.
just want you to again. Time, we're not talking about logic. The law of
Logic.
identity, which you believe corresponds
Does
to
it
reality.
exist physically?
Is it material? Yes or
No,
no?
it's conceptual.
Is it physical? Yes or no?
No, it's conceptual.
So it's not
outside of
physical.
our
So it's
existence.
immaterial.
Perfect.
So let's talk about the concept of the law of identity, what
Okay.
we think about.
Can
just
we
to clarify
substantiate?
everyone, the law of identity, A equals A. The classical one. Let's just do the classical one because everyone understands that. 1 + 1 = 2, everybody. Congratulations. Okay, 1 + 1 = 2. The actual truth of that, not my conception of it, the truth of that, does that exist? You said yes before, don't change.
I said again. Does it exist conceptually?
Does it exist?
Does the substantiation?
Not the
of
concept,
it-
not the
Not
concept.
the concept. Yeah, I'm
the
saying
truth itself.
The substantiation, yes.
So the truth exists in reality.
Substantiation of that concept.
The
yes.
substantiation, by the way, guys, is the truth of the thing. So the
Yes.
truth of the concept
Meaning-
exists in reality.
Yes. Yes.
So
1 +
is it
1 exists
physical?
In reality.
Is it physical?
Is 1 + 1 physical?
Is it physical? Yeah.
The concept itself, no.
Not the
truth.
concept, the
Substan-
truth.
Again, I'm saying
I love the
sub-
fact that we can all talk the same way now. The truth
substantiation.
doesn't exist.
The substantiation.
I mean, come on, help a brother out. Help GodLogic out. God, do you understand what he's saying? Come on, man. What are we doing, man? 1 + 1 = 2. Is it physical?
The substantiation, meaning the truth of it, yes. The
So it's
substantiation.
physical? So wait.
Okay.
Let's just roll
The-
that back. Sorry.
the
Rewind that and
substantiation
say
of
what
1
you
+
said
1.
one more time.
No issue. 1 + 1, meaning the substantiation of 1 + 1 in reality.
Yeah.
If I grab one apple and I plus
No,
one apple.
the apples are physical. 1 + 1 = 2.
That's
Is
I'm
that
saying the
physical?
substantiation.
No,
can
the
be physical.
substantiation is the actual truth itself. 1 + 1
No,
= 2. Not the
substantiation.
apples, not the
Substanti-
oranges or the bears.
Not
I want to know whether 1 + 1
Can you define
= 2 is
substantiation
physical.
real quick?
Substantiation, either the evidence that are being given, but what we're talking about specifically here.
Perfect.
1 second. I know it's perfect because I'm
Okay.
saying it. Now, here's the thing. 1 + 1 = 2. I just really want to be clear with you, my friend, because you're kind of giving my friend a hard time here. I mean, he's trying to sell merch. Look what you're doing, man. Come on, man. What are we doing?
The merch is
Here's the
dead.
problem. The merch is great. Now, here's the thing. The problem that I have with you is we're not talking about proving 1 + 1 = 2 by grabbing 2 apples. Everyone here wants to know whether 1 + 1 = 2
concept as a
itself,
law.
not
No.
the concept, not the thought, not the proof you would give for that thought, the actual truth itself. Is
The
that
truth
physical?
itself is tied to the concept, so no, that isn't physical.
The truth is tied to the
without us
concept.
thinking it
Yes,
won't exist.
again, the truth, meaning 1 + 1 is going to
Yes.
be tied to the concept. So we substantiate.
Is it tied to our concept?
Again, general.
Is it tied to our concept?
The concept.
Okay, so again, the concept is not our bearings because 1 + 1 = 2 was still true when there were no angels, jinn, or humans. So just Allah. When Allah was thinking about it, was it physical?
When Allah was what?
Yeah, when he was thinking about 1 + 1 = 2, was that physical? The concept existed in Allah's mind, right?
Can you prove Allah?
Allah, I didn't ask it. I said the concept exists in his
You
mind.
just said you directly again.
Yeah, the true
Did Allah
proposition.
think 1 +
Yeah,
1 is
the
2?
true proposition 1 + 1 = 2 is in Allah's mind. Are you saying it's not?
Again, you're substantiating thought.
Are you saying it's not
Do we
in his
believe Allah
mind?
has a human thought?
I didn't say that. I said 1 + 1 = 2 isn't a human thought because we already established that 1 + 1
But you're
= 2
saying in his
even
mind.
when humans don't exist. So in Allah's mind, did 1 + 1 = 2?
We don't believe in the same sort of thought process. for
Never
Allah's
said you did.
human-
Never said
So
anything
yes,
about discursion.
According
Did
to
1 +
Islam,
1 = 2 in Allah's mind?
Yes, meaning 1.
Yes, there you go,
X
thank you.
and X. If you were to add them together, that would be
Well,
two
those,
things.
okay, so again,
Yes.
the 1 + 1 = 2 that's in Allah's mind, is that physical?
Is what physical?
The 1 + 1 that equals 2 in Allah's mind,
No,
was
'cause
that
again, it's
physical?
still a concept.
So it's immaterial for Allah, correct?
Okay, wait. The concept, yes. But when we're talking
The truth
about
itself
the
that is
attribute,
tied to the
that doesn't
concept.
follow.
The
Because
truth
the
itself is
attribute-
tied to the
Yeah,
concept
you're
where there were
already-
no other physical things in creation. Does that truth be immaterial? Was that immaterial?
Okay, now I'm going to respond to that.
Yeah.
You're trying to do tashbih, which goes against our creed. You're likening the concept of
I actually said that there's no creation.
again. You're predicating again your understanding to Allah's attributes.
Didn't do that.
Okay.
You
again,
already agreed with me.
We're
that the
talking
concept
about
of 1 + 1
attributes, yes or no?
= 2.
Are we talking
We're
about?
talking about truth and
Was the
attributes.
initial conversation
So that
attributes?
particular thing,
Was the
this is what
initial
we're talking
context
about now.
attributes?
We're talking about this
Was the
particular
initial
dialogue
context
of the concept, and you're
attributes,
going to
yes or
keep
no?
repeating it
Was
because
the
it's the
initial
one thing
context
he thinks he actually got over me. Now here's the thing that
Is
we
the
have.
initial context
We need
attributes?
to make the context is attributes and how it relates to Allah, and this is the part of the context. Perfect. I know. I'm
We
perfect. Now
don't
here's the
believe
thing. Let's
in
continue.
tashbih.
Here's the problem that you have.
Go ahead.
We are not talking about the concept. You said concepts are inherently tied to the truths that represent them. The truth that represents that particular concept, that truth, not the concept, that truth, because you can still speak on that even though there's a concept, that particular truth is that physical.
No.
So you believe in immaterial things,
Okay.
just like
No,
GodLogic told you
I'll
you did.
respond. Perfect. There has to be something, two things to exist for that truth to be established.
Established as in proven or as in for the
Proven.
truth? No, we're not talking about it being proven.
Again.
We're talking about it existing.
Perfect. But in of itself,
Does
this
it
is
exist in
asking-
reality? Yes, we already said that, and you believe that it's immaterial, like
Track.
we've all recorded. Now, here's the problem: I am tracking, and as a matter of fact,
Yeah,
if I
but
can't track, that's
my
a you issue
conversation-
because you're not able to tell me what you're
My
actually talking about.
conversation with him.
So
did
here's the
I
problem.
say and I use? I'm
Go
going
on.
to still man the argument I used against him.
You're not gonna
Again,
respond to my point.
Does physicality predicate atoms and so on to something? Yes.
We're
or no?
talking about whether or not we can have
Meaning
immaterial existences, and you agree with that point. This is why we're not going to get bogged down on atoms. I'm asking you whether your God's physical, and you can't tell me.
Okay, we don't affirm physicality. We affirm an Arabic word
So
called
he's
haqiqatan,
not.
meaning he
Haqiqatan
affirms.
means that he's real. Now, here's the
Yes,
problem.
in
I'm
reality.
asking you, that reality of Allah, is that reality physical?
I don't believe that reality is going to be based off.
Is Allah physical?
I don't believe that reality is going to be based off the.
Hey, I'm going to ask
concept.
you, GodLogic, is God physical? Hold on 1 second. GodLogic, is God physical?
No.
I do
Thank you.
believe God is not.
Hey, 1 second. Is God physical?
Absolutely not.
Christians, is God physical?
No!
Okay, see how clear that was. Answer. Is God physical?
I don't believe he's going to be physical. If physical means atoms,
He's immaterial.
and so on.
So he's
But
immaterial.
I don't hold that he's immaterial, meaning he doesn't exist haqiqatan.
Sorry, so
He's
you
immaterial.
don't think he's immaterial?
No, I don't believe he's completely immaterial.
So
meaning
is
you
Allah
cannot perceive-
material?
Yes, Allah is material.
So your God is matter. I want to ask you.
Jack, can I
The
respond?
great part. No, it's my turn
Can I
now.
respond?
It's my turn.
You didn't even. You said yes
Here's
or no.
the thing.
We believe he's going to
I'm gonna
exist
let you
haqiqatan, meaning in reality. If by
Materially.
physical you mean
Material.
attribute.
By haqiqata, you mean material,
Wait,
correct?
no. If wait, track. By
I'm
physical,
now trying to track.
Physical.
yes, no.
You use the word physical.
I said
By
material.
physical,
No. Did I say
If by
physical?
physical-
No, you said material.
I said
Oh,
material.
so he said
Material.
you affirm physicality
We
for
both
your God.
agree. We both agreed just now. When I asked everyone, I said, "Is God physical?" Everyone said no. I'm going to ask again. Is God material, everyone?
No!
No. Now, we asked you, is God material? What did you
I
say?
said
We
yes.
make a tafriq between.
No, what did you say?
Okay, perfect. Track. We make a
I'm trying
differentiation.
to, but what did you say?
We make a differentiation between
did you
physicality.
say? No, but what did you say?
Wait, we make a differentiation between physicality
And
something-
materiality?
Okay, perfect. And something existing in
Is he material? Is he material?
Okay, if by material you mean you can perceive him with
No,
the
that
five
he's material.
senses.
By what material means?
If by material you mean atoms, meaning physical, no.
Meaning material.
No.
What's the difference between material and physical?
Perfect, no issue. I'm saying
It's never an issue until it's time to explain. Go on.
Again, I'm saying how you define it. Because I'm using the word haqiqatan, but you're not accepting the word.
I'm not existing. I mean, clearly not.
You're not
for this
accepting the
conversation
word.
anyway. Here's
You're
the
not
thing.
accepting
So
the word.
here's the problem. We all know that material and physical, they have the same sort of coextension. If something's material, it's physical. Could you give me the example of a material thing that's not physical?
Sorry?
A material thing.
I'm going to lean into the mic. Just give me a second. I don't have one, right?
The material thing is physical.
So, give me an example of something that's material that isn't physical.
Perfect. I don't need to because I don't
He doesn't need to. Hey, everyone clap for him. Round of applause. Everyone clap for him. Everyone clap for him.
Yeah, that's it, man.
All right. Hey, I think we've wasted our time here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Jenny, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. No, Jenny, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. You can't track because you don't know how to accept the word haqiqah.
If I can't track it, means that you can't
It means
help
you can't-
me.
you
It
can't
means
do
you
an
can't
internal
explain.
critique.
It means you
It
can't
means you
explain.
can't do an internal
It means you
critique.
can't explain.
Are you doing an internal critique?
The problem that we've had is I think I've been pretty clear. You don't know whether your God's material or not. I mean, that's kind of crazy.
Which one's yours? This?